I'll never forget the sound, that deep, throaty rumble of my Mustang echoing through the quiet, cookie-cutter streets of our HOA neighborhood. It wasn't just any car, it was my pride and joy. A fully restored 2017 Mustang GT tuned to perfection. Every gear shift a reminder of late nights, busted knuckles, and too much coffee. That morning, though, that rumble started a war. See, I live in a neighborhood ruled by Karen. Not her real name, but everyone calls her that. The self-appointed, a queen of the HOA. She's the type who measures grass blades with a ruler and sends violation letters if your trash can is visible for more than 14 seconds. But Karen had a secret weapon. Her son Tyler, 17, loud, cocky, always wearing a smug grin, and that backwards cap like he was the main character in a bad teen movie. He'd been eyeing my Mustang for months, always asking, "Yo, when are you going to let me drive that beast, man?" I'd just laugh it off. When pigs fly, kid. But one Saturday afternoon, I came home from work and noticed something off. My garage door was halfway open, the Mustang gone. At first, I thought maybe my buddy Mike borrowed it, but then I saw tire marks, fresh ones, the kind that scream burnout. They led straight out of my driveway, looping down the street, cutting across the HOA park entrance. My heart started racing. I grabbed my phone, about to call 911, when I heard the screech, a long, sharp cry of rubber asphalt, then a loud crash. I sprinted down the road, phone still in hand, praying I was wrong. And there it was, my Mustang, nose buried into the HOA security booth, smoke curling from the hood, the driver's door wide open, and standing there, hands on his head, was Tyler, Karen's son, eyes wide like he'd just seen a ghost. Karen came running from the other side, shrieking, "Oh my God, Tyler, what did you do?" But her eyes weren't on him. They were on me that moment. That's when I knew this was about to become way bigger than a simple accident. Because when Karen gets involved, nothing stays simple. Smoke still hung in the air when I reached the scene. The HOA security guard, an older guy named Frank, stood beside the crumpled booth, shaking his head in disbelief. The booth's door was caved in, shattered glass everywhere. My Mustang's front end looked like it had gone 10 rounds with a brick wall. Tyler stood frozen, his face pale, knuckles white as he gripped the air like he was still holding the wheel. "What were you thinking?" I yelled, my voice echoing across the cul-de-sac. He stammered. "I just wanted to see how it felt to drift, man. I swear I didn't mean." I cut him off. "You stole my car, Tyler. You could have killed someone." Before I could say another word, she arrived. Karen, in her signature pink cardigan and oversized sunglasses like she was walking into a PTA meeting, not a crash scene. "Now hold on just a minute," she shouted, stepping between us. "There's no need to yell at my son like that. He's shaken up enough as it is." "Karen, he stole my car and wrecked it," I snapped. Her lips tightened into that smirk I'd seen too many times at HOA meetings. "Let's not exaggerate, okay? He borrowed it. Boys make mistakes." "Borrowed." I pointed at the mangled hood. "Does this look like a borrow to you?" Tyler's eyes started to tear up. "Mom, I'm sorry," but Karen silenced him with a wave. "You shouldn't have left your garage open. That's technically a safety violation. You know, if anything, this is partially your fault." My jaw dropped. "Are you seriously trying to blame me?" "Oh, I'm not blaming," she said sweetly. "Just pointing out how we can all take responsibility here." Frank, the security guard, stepped in, his radio still crackling. "Ma'am, your son's lucky nobody was in that booth when he hit it. This could have been a lot worse." Karen turned to him. "Well, maybe if the HOA had better safety barriers, this wouldn't have happened." That's when I realized she wasn't just covering for Tyler. She was gearing up to turn this into an HOA issue. My car, my property, and somehow my fault. I clenched my fists, trying not to lose it. I knew one thing. If Karen wanted a fight, she was about to get one because I wasn't letting this slide. Not this time. By Monday morning, I thought maybe Karen would come to her senses. Maybe she'd apologize, offer to pay for the damages, and we could move on. But clearly, I gave her way too much credit. When I checked my mailbox, there it was. A crisp white envelope stamped with the HOA logo. I tore it open and nearly laughed out loud. A violation notice. Apparently, I was being fined for creating a disturbance within the neighborhood, damaging community property, and, get this, failure to maintain control of a personal vehicle. She'd actually filed the report, blaming me for what her son did. I stormed straight to the clubhouse, my hands still trembling with rage. The weekly HOA meeting was already underway. Karen sitting at the head of the table like a smug little queen, sipping from her Derwan neighborhood president mug. "Well, look who decided to join us," she said, voice dripping with sarcasm. "I assume you received your notice." "Yeah," I said, slamming it on the table. "You've got some nerves sending me this, Karen. Your son stole my car." Gasps rippled through the room. The other board members, mostly retirees, who spent their days arguing about mailbox paint. Colors shifted uncomfortably. Karen didn't flinch. "As I said, your garage was unsecured. We can't prove intent. And the security booth is HOA property, so technically the damages fall under your liability." I couldn't believe what I was hearing. "You're seriously trying to make me pay for your kid's mistake." "Let's be civil," she said with that fake smile. "If you agree to cover repairs to the booth, we'll consider waiving part of your fine." My jaw clenched so hard I thought my teeth might crack. "Karen, if you think I'm paying one dime for this, you're out of your mind." That's when Frank, the security guard, cleared his throat. He'd been standing in the back quietly, arms folded. "Actually," he said, "the booth's security camera caught the whole thing. Every second." Karen froze. "Excuse me." Frank smiled. "Yep, cameras backed up to the HOA server. Already reviewed it. Shows Tyler taking the car, losing control, and crashing." Her face drained of color. For the first time ever, Karen didn't have a comeback. The room fell silent. Just the hum of the air conditioner and the quiet satisfaction of knowing the truth was finally out. But what happened next made the crash look like child's play. The moment Frank mentioned the security footage, the entire room shifted. You could feel it, that sudden tension, like everyone was waiting for Karen's empire to crumble. Karen blinked rapidly, trying to keep her composure. "There must be some mistake," she said, voice trembling just a bit. "That footage is private HOA property. You can't just," Frank interrupted. "Actually, Karen has HOA security. It's my job to review incidents involving community damage, and your son caused quite a bit of it." All eyes turned to her. The once smug queen of the cul-de-sac now looked cornered, her carefully polished image cracking right there in front of her. Loyal board members. I leaned forward. So, Karen, do we still want to talk about my violation notice? She swallowed hard. Let's not be hasty. Maybe there's a way to resolve this quietly. Quietly, I laughed. You tried to find me, frame me, and now you want to sweep it under the rug. She looked down at her papers, her voice small. I'll speak to Tyler. We'll take care of it. But Frank wasn't done. You might want to speak to the insurance company, too. Karen, the booth damage alone is $5,000. And since it's on video that your son caused it, he let the sentence hang in the air like a gavel. For once, she had no words. Later that week, I got a knock on my door. It was Tyler, eyes down, hands shoved in his hoodie pocket. He looked like he hadn't slept in days. I'm sorry, he said quietly. I shouldn't have taken your car. I'll work to pay for the repairs. It wasn't much, but it was genuine. And honestly, I respected that more than any fake apology from his mother ever could. A few days later, I drove the Mustang again, freshly repaired, humming like new, and as I cruised past the HOA entrance, I noticed something missing. The booth gone. Turns out, after all the drama, the board voted to remove it entirely. Too much liability, they said. But the rumor around the neighborhood, Karen lost her HOA presidency over integrity issues. Justice served, Mustang style. And now, every time I fire up that engine and hear it roar through the street, I can't help but smile, because that sound isn't just horsepower, it's victory. Karen learned her lesson the hard way. Never mess with a man in his car. If you think this story was wild, you won't want to miss what's coming next. Smash that like button if you're ready for more epic drama. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell so you're the first to see the next insane story. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We want to hear your reactions. This channel is where the crazy lives, so be part of the madness.